By the way, before I continue with Marcel, a lot of you out there are fucking stupid as shit. Like you're really ignorant. Okay. Now understand what I'm saying about Caleb Martin. I say he has the skill set to be a star. I didn't say he's a star. I didn't say he's playing like a star right now. I'm not saying he's going to be a star or anything like that. Because I know 5 months from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, one of you morons will say, "Oh, you said he was a star." Never said he was a star. Just said he has the skill set. He has the moxie that he could be the one guy out of this entire group. If anybody's going to develop into a star, it'll be Caleb Martin. It will not be Tyler Hero. It's not Bam Adebayo, and it's not Gabe Vincent. Caleb Martin, in my eyes, is the only guy that has a chance to really be a star. Will he be? I have no idea. We'll see. But he does have the skill set, and he plays on both sides of the court. So that's why I say it. Okay? Not saying that he is. Understand English. Some of you are too freaking stupid to understand English. Marcel, good morning. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great. I'm great. You know,
I just you got to straighten because some of these people they get a little crazy and then they don't listen to what actually people are saying and then they go running and you said this. Nope, never said that, idiot. You didn't listen. So anyway, are you enjoying the basketball or hockey at all? What are you doing? While you're here in Miami, are you on the bandwagon at least?
Yeah, man. Look, I wanted to try to maybe sneak and find a couple of cheap tickets for last night's game. You know, I started looking right after tip off just to see how far they would drop. Man, the cheapest ticket I could find was $879 in the 400s or whatever the top.
Have you ever been to a hockey game?
See, now Haley is coming into town tomorrow. We plan on going to game 3 or game 4 on Wednesday.
I knew she was the smarter one out of you.
Way
two.
More reasonable. Don't make me get up and go get my Panthers sweater, man. Like, hold on a second. Respect me a little bit here. I watched.
Okay, a little bit. That doesn't mean I'm not going to give Haley more credit than you. That's fine.
I watched the game the other night. Perfect execution on the power play. Beautiful assist to set up Kachuk there. I don't know very much about hockey, but I know a beautiful assist when I see one, and that was it. So yeah, I think I need some advice. I need some advice with the hockey game because
assist on Haley. Who introduced you to Haley? Who gets the assist?
You didn't introduce me to Haley.
I did. I'm not asking me.
I was like, hey, we're not gonna sit here and cap.
Who introduced you to your better half here? Who?
Oh, I did. She did. So there are conflicting reports depending on who you ask. She will say that I hopped into her DMs. I will say that she responded to a photo of an arepa that I put on Twitter and asked, where can I get one of these? And so then I DM'd her and said, like, this is where it is. Also, welcome to Miami. We conversed from there and hung out a couple days later. And, the rest is history. So did I go into her DM? Technically, yes. I will forever say I was invited. I'll forever believe I was invited.
He doesn't work at ESPN, so you're good. You're good. You're good.
I will forever believe that I was invited.
If you were sliding into DMs of a coworker, now we got some problems. See, you wouldn't be telling that story if she was a coworker.
No, we would I would make something else up. But then no. This was clean. This was fine. But I will say though,
my point is, by the way, you will not be spending a fortune because there are some tickets. There's a couple tickets left, I heard, for hockey. It's not completely sold out yet. So actually, you won't pay an arm and a leg, and you'll enjoy a great experience. Hockey live is freaking awesome, dude.
No, this is what I was saying. So the only time I've been to FLA Live, we sat in the lower bowl. Actually, I've been to 2 hockey games as an adult, and I've sat lower bowl both times. And tell me if I'm off base here. I think I would rather sit up high because I feel like I can only see directly in front of me through the glass, and it's all distorted when they go the other way. So they score, and I'm just waiting on the reaction, and I have no idea what's happening. I feel like in the upper decks, I'll at least be able to see. I can't see the puck, but I can't see the puck on TV either. So, like,
you can see the puck, but I get what you're saying. You get to see the play develop and all that stuff a little higher up. I get what you're saying. I kind of love rink level because, you know, the physicality and you kind of feel the game a little bit more when you're in the lower bowl, especially when you're up against the glass. Those are the best seats in the house, up against the glass. But I get what you're saying. A little higher up where you get to see the play develop and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So like we can get we can get like third level ticket. I'm not paying no $300 for each for lower bowl seats. Like I would honestly, I'd rather watch the game on TV, with all respect to the Panthers. But 150, like I can get 300 level for like 140 to 170, give or take, right now. I just need to know, is that outrageous? Is that totally absurd? Or is that like the playoff tax coming into play?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
I just need to pull the trigger because it's that, and then of course, got to deal with parking and all that too. But like,
park in the mall.
For
the hockey games, you park in the mall. For the basketball games, maybe you take the Metro Rail.
Honestly, I live so damn close to the Heat Arena. Whenever I go to games, I usually walk.
Can't you go on the Metro Rail from where you are at?
Technically, yeah. I feel like walking would be almost the same amount of time. It depends on the weather.
Wow, you live that. That's nice.
Yeah, I would take like the school board, hop on at the school board station, and then get off. I don't even know where I would get off, but I would rather just walk. I'd rather walk. I've never actually taken the light rail here. I would rather walk or Uber.
Well, the Metro Mover will leave you right there if you can, because I know you live down in that area, so that's actually very convenient, and you'll save yourself a boatload of money for parking.
Yeah, I mean, I saw something on Bayside yesterday. It was like $100 flat rate to park. Crazy. Yeah, like crazy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you're better off in your case. You're golden, dude. You live right in the area, so taking the Metro Mover is actually the winning move for you to go to a Heat game. And then in the Panthers, you just park in the mall. So screw that. You save yourself some money there too at the same time. All right, OTAs. I saw the Wolfmeister tweeted out that Van Ginkel is being moved inside. I'm wondering if he'll bring back the pads he used to wear in Wisconsin. Did you ever see his pictures in Wisconsin?
No.
Like he got these big ass pads. I don't know if you can pull up, Sean, if you could find an Andrew Van Ginkel Wisconsin big pad picture. But I'm wondering if he's going to the middle, does he bring back the bigger shoulder pads that he used to have in Wisconsin? But your thoughts on moving him inside?
I mean, they're not thin outside. They have players that are going to be prioritized at edge rusher beyond him. He might not get as many snaps. They are kind of unproven and thin at inside backer. Jerome Baker is back. Obviously, they signed David Long as well. They're waiting for Channing Tindall to kind of click and for the light to turn on there. But this might be either one. This might be the best way for him to get meaningful snaps, Van Ginkel. Or two, this could be them developing a hybrid linebacker who could play on the edge and play inside. It helps alleviate what's kind of a lack of depth still at the linebacker position. I'm looking forward to seeing it. This was new. Shout out to Cam for the report. It's not something I think we had been told or seen. I guess we haven't even seen practice since January. So when would we have seen it? But I'm looking forward to checking it out. It's kind of hard to judge it now. You gotta like, this is where he's going to be able to develop his instincts. I see with the big blades. This is where he'll be able to develop his instincts. But obviously, there's no thud because they're not wearing shells. It's the t-shirt and short Olympics.
Yeah. So it's funny because I remember he used to wear the big pads in Wisconsin. So and I wonder. One of the things I like about Van Ginkel, he has that knack of being around the football. So if somehow or another he can make his way to playing middle linebacker, I don't know how he fits there. That's the one thing, because he kind of really looks to me like more of an outside guy than an inside guy. But I know he's not afraid to get his himself dirty a little bit playing inside.
I think it's a testament to how this team feels about his football IQ, that they feel like, okay, like instead of which edge rusher, I don't want to say it's the easiest position on the field, but like you have really, you got two tasks as an edge rusher, right? Go get the quarterback or contain the quarterback. This is a testament to his football IQ, saying, okay, we trust you in run support there in the middle of the field. We're going to trust you to drop back and pass coverage as well. Like I'm excited to see it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I like Van Ginkel. I think he's one of the more unheralded players on this roster. He's doesn't put up the eye-popping, crazy stats, but he's very fast off the edge. He's a good depth player. He's a good rotational edge rusher. It was a good move, I think, to bring him back for another. I think he signed a 2-year. It was a good idea to bring him back this offseason. And he's one of those integral, like him and Sealer, although I think Sealer's a better player and more critical of a role in this defense. But they're two of those players that, like, you don't really want to let them hit free agency. They might not be household names, but you don't want to let them out the building.
Do we know, or do you know anything about some of the injured guys from last year, Needham and Trill and Brandon Jones and some of these cats that obviously are coming back from injuries, where they stand and what kind of participation are we expecting from them so far? Where are they in their rehab process as they get ready for this upcoming season?
Well, Trill's ACL tear was about 9 months ago. Would expect to see, maybe not. I don't think he's ready for teamwork right now. I don't think he's ready to be a full participant. I would expect to see him off to the side. Brandon Jones was running laps around the field in December. So I would expect Brandon Jones to be ready at some point this spring or summer. Nick Needham, on the other hand, Achilles tears. I know Cam Akers came back, relatively fast. I think Amari Rodgers came back pretty fast. It was an ACL. So Cam Akers came back pretty fast. Those are usually 10 to 11 months. He's not in that frame yet. I wouldn't expect to see Nick Needham yet. This is a prime opportunity, I think, for Kader Kohu and Cam Smith to kind of duke it out for that nickel back role until Needham is back. If we do see him, I think it would be an impressive feat and a testament to his rehab and his hard work. Because he tore his Achilles in, I believe it was October, so that's 7 months ago, give or take 7 months ago. He's still about, based on the average recovery time, he's still a couple months away, I think, from really being able to fully participate. But we'll find out tomorrow when we talk to Mike for sure.
Yeah, and Austin Jackson, I think, and who's the other injured guys that we're looking at to see where they're at this point? Because I think that's kind of one of the things. I'm sure you guys are going to want to look at formation on defense for Fangio and who's lining up where, how he sees it right now, and those kind of things. But I think the other storyline is, where are some of these injured guys? Because obviously, Eichenberg and Jackson, and then those secondary guys are incredibly important to the either starting or the depth for this team.
Yeah, no, I think Jackson, we haven't heard anything about him not being ready to play. Same with Liam. Emmanuel Agba should be cleared to go.
Yeah.
Who else are we forgetting here? I would expect Teron Armstead to be there as well. I still feel like there's one we're forgetting.
I think Teron Armstead will be wearing shades, looking cool, hanging out on the sidelines.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're not going to go, you know, he's not going to, just like last year, he wasn't like a full participant. I know he's still coming back from like a knee injury, but
is he the coolest dude on the team?
He's 10 years in.
Is he like the coolest dude on the team?
He's a cool dude. I'll give him that.
Right?
Give him that.
Like, I know Tyreek is fun, so it's a different kind of thing we're talking about. I don't think that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about Teron Armstead is like cool and smooth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Just like at least when we are around, he's one of those guys that doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. And there's something to be said about that, like the even-keeledness.
And there's a confidence, and there's a smile, and there's a swag, and then he just looks cool. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you, he's got coolness all over him. He's like, to me, he's the coolest guy on the team, actually.
I think he's a cool dude.
He's like the guy that knows how to handle everything. You know what I'm saying?
But,
and like, nothing phases him ever, bro. Like
he's a grown up. Like, I'm not saying that there aren't any others in the locker room, but like it's a very mature, grown presence about him. So like it's good for the locker room. It's definitely good for the locker room. I still don't expect him to be, you know, to be a full participant. So that's and that's where things might get interesting. This
I don't want him to be a full participant, bro.
This is where things might get interesting, because somebody's got to play left tackle if Teron isn't. And so how is that going to warp, you know, the position battle at right tackle? Like if they're using Isaiah Wynn at left, or, you know, maybe the third guy out from the three who are competing at right tackle, maybe the third guy out kicks the left tackle. That's kind of how I feel like it should be. But I would expect both Guehi and Wynn to get work at left tackle. If Teron
you bring up a great point. You bring up a great point. That is something to watch throughout this mini camp into training camp in the preseason. Who's playing left tackle outside of Teron Armstead, to see who's going to be the main backup to Teron, because unfortunately, you know, Teron is going to miss a game or two or three, and you're going to need that person, whoever is being groomed. That person will play this year. You know, I hope not, but unfortunately, it's kind of been the MO with Teron.
Yeah, and again, testament. That's favorite word this segment, but it's a testament to Armstead's impact when he is on the field and off the field. That like they had no problem giving him that money, knowing he's probably going to miss time. He was hurt in the literal first game of the season last year, and he soldiered through the rest of the year. But even if he doesn't play 3 games, he misses 3-4 games, the 12 that you're getting, you are getting a top 3 to 5 left tackle in the NFL. Like he is that good. So but again, like his history is his history at that point. I don't like to speculate that players will be hurt, but like his history, he's missed, I think it's 9 of his 10 seasons. He's missed at least 3 games in each of them. So like history will tell you that you need to have a viable backup plan. And I think the Dolphins did that this offseason.
And the other thing that I'm going to be intrigued on when I go to practices is I want to see how they're working these tight ends, because you've got getting Higgy with it and Tanner Connor with that outside off the line tight end battle, and then you've got the inline battle with obviously Salbert and Croft and the incumbent, of course, the veteran Smythe. You know, so I'm really interested to see how McDaniel is working it, because he doesn't have his ideal tight end. He doesn't have the one guy that's a monster blocker and a monster pass receiver like he had in San Francisco. And he wanted, and they tried to even get Waller and all that. So they wanted a guy like that. They haven't been able to find it. So now they've got like 2 kinds of tight ends on the team. It'll be interesting to see how he weaves that tight end into the offense.
Man, what would have to happen? What would have to happen for Brock Bowers to fall into the Dolphins' range? in this draft. I think about it. I've thought about that a lot, like ever since the college football season ended. Like, damn, man, if there was a way somehow for Brock Bowers to end up in this offense, I think it would be a perfect offense. Like, I think they would be perfect. I'd have no notes. I have no complaints. But that guy's going to go top 10 next year. Like, the only way is for.
But I'm hoping the Dolphins can go to the Super Bowl. So
there's therein lies trade off.
Yeah, screw the top 10. Okay. So
but damn, Brock Bowers would be perfect in this offense, man. It'd be perfect. That's the George Kittle that Mike McDaniel's been looking for.
Mike McDaniel wants a two-way guy, but man, it's gonna be hard.
I would love to see, I just for the personal enjoyment of the story itself, I would love to see Tanner Conner really take that next step this year. He was so electric last year in team drills during the summer. Right. And it just didn't translate in game. Like it didn't.
I like getting higgy with it.
It was that's the interesting.
Did you see the conversation with Terrell Owens that he had?
No.
You should look it up on YouTube. Higgins and Terrell Owens interview. The Higgins kid, I love his maturity, bro. I love his intelligence. Obviously, he went to Stanford, so he's smarter than I am, smarter than I ever will be. But you just the way he carries himself, really like him, man. That kid, and I saw his highlight reel and watched some of his stuff there at Stanford. That's going to be let me tell you something. Our boy Tanner Conner is in for a world of competition with that guy.
Yeah, no, it's going to be. I tweeted out a thread of just things that I'm looking forward, the next couple of weeks. We only get to see a handful of these, but the battle of the converted tight ends was one of them. I want to see Higgins versus Conner. Conner, like they value Tanner Conner enough that he was on the roster as a undrafted converted guy last year. As like a fourth tight, like he was on the 53. Like it wasn't a practice squad guy.
Greer said he got calls that people were actually asking for him, and so they knew if they put him on the practice squad, he was gone. So they didn't want to do that.
So like I'm not
they
ready
must
to say
love him to hang on to him that long.
Yes, that's why I'm not ready to say, oh, Higgins is a draft pick, like he's automatically got the leg up. They value Tanner Conner a lot. He showed real promise last year as just a big play receiving threat. Just need to see him stay healthy and need to see him as a inline blocker before we speculate any further on where he's going to be. But as a receiver, like the guy was a big play waiting to happen. He and Skyler tore up, scouting practice team.
It's just to get Higgy with it is he's more polished. And that's where I feel for Tanner Conner, because Tanner Conner, you can tell, is still kind of green, whereas this dude, I get a feeling this dude's going to make a quicker transition to the NFL than what people expect. I just that when you move the way he moves and you're as smart as he is, I really like your chances. So it's going to be. I'm really intrigued with that battle.
Tight end is already it's the hardest position to go from college to the NFL. It's the hardest position there. So to do that and have to be learning the position as you go, it's right. Understandable why these are probably multiple year projects each. I don't think, and I could be surprised, and that I would be ecstatic for him if this is the case. But I would be surprised if Higgins comes in and is ready to be an impact player right off the top.
From what I saw in the highlights and the way he runs routes, I'm opposite of you. I'm not going to be surprised if he actually makes a transition. That's how impressed I am with that young man. Really like him. I was like, wow, this is – I saw it and I go, wow, this guy lasted all the way till then. Interesting. I know he had a couple of drops, but outside of that, I really like what I see from that player, man. Really do, man. You watch the interview with him and T.O., man.
Yeah, check it out. As soon as we get off this, I'll go check it out.
Love his vibe, bro. Love his vibe. All right, what do you got going on ESPN so Dolphins can check you out, man?
Oh, this is it. It is OTAs, man. Like whatever we see, whatever pops up and stands out on Tuesday, be writing about it almost, as soon as possible, as soon as we can get it out here at ESPN. We've got real football again. We've got real quantifiable things to pick apart, not just speculation. I mean, it's going to be still some speculation, but at least, it's something on the field that we can draw off of. So I think that's going to be exciting. Get to talk to Mike again for the first time in maybe a month or two since the draft, so about a month. But I think it'll be refreshing. This time of year always is. It's just like that little taste, little sprinkle of football before the long break from end of June to end of July, and we have really nothing to talk about. This is that last little bit. So enjoy it, Dolphins fans. Like we are almost there, 4 months away from kickoff, man. Less than that, a little less than 4 months away from kickoff. It's incredible.
I'm with you. Follow him on Twitter, Marcel_LJ. Marcel, as always, appreciate you. We'll catch up later on in the week, my friend, and we'll get a recap of what you saw this week. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Peace.
You got it. Marcel Louis Jacques, baby. Welt and Rheaume, bankruptcy, personal injury, commercial litigation, condo damage, criminal defense, bankruptcy. They will take care of you. Homeowner property damage. Don't deal with those insurance companies. They just want to give you the runaround. They're not going to take care of you. Call the people at Welt and Rheaume. Free consultation. Call Jeff Welt right now. Daniel Rheaume and Jeff Welt. Welt and Rheaume, 954-966-4646. Ask for Jeff. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you, man. Great people. They took care of us. They crushed Progressive Insurance for us. Progressive was screwing us over. And these guys said, nah. So don't make the mistake we did, because, I had to, the wife goes, no, I'll call him. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. And then when she was all frustrated because I said, you see, I told you, you got to call the lawyers first. So don't be stupid. Don't do the mistakes we did. Don't be dumb like we are. Okay. We were dumb. Sorry, honey. I love you. But we were dumb. And the wife, because, she thinks she can take care of everything. And sure enough, the lawyers know the laws. You and I don't. That's what I was trying to explain to my wife. And Jeff and Dan crushed their asses. They got one of the people fired from Progressive. That's how much they kicked their ass. Okay? It's like Spo out-coaching all these fools. That's what Welt and Rheaume do. They just out-coach these fools. That's what it is. And then they get the money for you. So call them, 954-966-4646, wherever you're at in Florida. Free consultation. You don't even have to visit the offices if you don't want to, man, except maybe to pick up a check. 954-966-4646.